Hoosier House of Sports is our name, and
Football,
baseball
basketball, soccer, and so much more
is our name. Alright, so just a little bit about our business. We are an indoor sports complex, and we have 3 areas. An indoor field house made of entirely turf, indoor baseball facility for fielding training, and there's batting cages, and then indoor slam ball facility with 3 slam ball courts, in which we'll describe that more in a later slide. But our main purpose, we would like to improve the athletic ability and mindset of the players who come into our facility, and we'd also like to improve the area which our business is placed in.
the objective of our business is to be able to make a large annual profit in our business' first 3 to 4 years, while enjoying opening people's eyes and letting them experience what we were inspired to make this business.
Our location, we're located at 5300 Decatur Road, which was the old Scotch with the large cornucopia above it, right next to Bishop Lures. And we chose this location, as I said before, because we like to improve the area, and it has a large, diverse population. And what I mean by improve the area is patriotize the local businesses, and also help inspiring business owners have a place to put their business as well. Because there is a lot of space there, and for our own location there will also be space left for a parking lot, and in case we want to add on to our building. So the demographics, some more reasoning for why we chose it. The poverty level is pretty high at 40%, and the entire household of each household in the area, they only make about $32,000 a year. And the total population is 58,000 people, which the area that we chose was about 3 zip codes for our area. This is a CAD rendering of our facility. This is the large field house. It's about 67,000 square feet. And here's our indoor baseball facility with a viewing area and batting cages on the left and right, and then a large fielding area, which will probably be around 5,000 square feet for the fielding area. But the total area is a little over 10,000 square feet. And here's the slam ball area with the 3 courts. And slam ball is trampoline style basketball, and it's full court though. So some people might be mistaken of it for what's at Sky Zone, but except it's like basketball just with trampolines. The building costs are rather high at $14 million, but we did comparisons with another facility, and their building costs were around $25 million, so we feel a little bit better about that number.
Specifics, just for $20, a customer would be able to come and play our sports for a whole day. And for team renting in the field house, it'll be $80 per hour and $40 per hour in batting cages, $55 in baseball fielding turf, and $45 for slam ball courts.
So one of our strengths we feel is our membership system. So if it's a winter day and there's snow all over the floor or over the ground, and you want to play soccer with some buddies, our facility gives you that chance. You can come and play a pickup soccer game with some friends if you have a membership. We also allow teams to partner with us with a membership, and we can help them find time to rent out some area to train.
Budget plan. A weaker aspect of our business is that the building costs are high, and the total revenue in a year is $7,900,000. We compared our business to others to figure out our business specifics.
So for advertisement, we decided to use 3 different forms. Our first form is our all-in-made poster that we actually printed out. Our second form is Instagram. We decided to use the Instagram to attract more people to our business that are our age. Then our final type is a website. We decided to use a website to put more information about our business, such as our hours and where we're located. Our hours, we are open Sunday 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then we are open Monday through Saturday 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Our hours may change if we are hosting a tournament or if there is a holiday. We have many competitors such as Sky Zone, the Plex, and Speeds, but we base ourselves off of what they don't have and their weaknesses to make our business stronger.
Business strengths. One of our major strengths are that we have a membership service that allows customers to play their sport whenever it is convenient to them. And we also have an individual sports slam ball that is not in Fort Wayne.
Benefits to Fort Wayne. I've said it many times, we'd really like to improve the area, but besides that, with our many tournaments and leagues, we'd hope to bring in more people from out of the city, and hopefully as they tour the city, they'll come back because they realize Fort Wayne, doesn't really deserve the rank the 5th most boringest city in the country.
We hope to get partnerships with many people such as hotels. We're hoping that the hotels will be able to lower their rates for people that are staying for tournaments. And we also eventually hope to get sponsored by sports equipment teams so that our equipment is easier to get and is cheaper.
Hoosier House of Sports.
Where it's your sport, your way.
Oh, and just to let you know, if J-Rob didn't, we did have one more partner, but he wasn't able to be here today.
Whenever you're ready, go. Questions? Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah.
Did you guys look at different zip codes in different parts of town with a different demographic set? Or were you guys always set on that zip code area?
Do you mean did we look at other areas
Yes.
in Fort Wayne? Yeah, we did have a few other locations, and the population was pretty equal.
Okay.
I noticed that throughout Fort Wayne, each zip code kind of had similar population levels, but we did like this location because it gave us a lot of space to do what we wanted because it is a large lot.
Just getting back to getting to the demographics, which you referred to. What are the age demographics of the area that
It was mainly around, I think it was 35 to 40 years old, that range. But I actually live in that area, and there are a lot of kids in that area.
I gotta compliment you guys on your preparation. I think you know your stuff pretty well. You did a great job with this. And I like your understanding that it's gonna take you 3 or 4 years to make money. That's a good trip. Where did you get your pricing?
We looked at places like the YMCA for their membership system, and we kind of base it off that along with how many people are going to come in. We talked to Speece in the Plex South, and we asked them how many walk-ins they have about a day, and then we placed ours around 1,000. That was how we got our main revenue, is just daily walk-ins.
And all in this area, Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
All your pricing is it? The 8 million, I think, is an awful lofty number for income.
Yeah.
Just wondering where you came up. The only place that I can remember, and Corey probably knows, Indianapolis has something like this, an indoor complex. I don't
The
know.
multi-sport facility, yeah, played in a couple of tournaments there.
Yeah.
And I think that the issue is that they don't make their money, I mean, to charge a membership may not work for this facility because 99% of your profit is going to be from your leagues, I would imagine.
We didn't talk about that as much, but
Yeah,
that is
I'm sure you guys have thought about it, but the leagues, if you talk with the Plex, there is no free time to come in and play in the courts. You know, you can come and use the batting cages, but you can't come in and do a pickup game because they don't make money off pickup games. Speece used to charge $5 to come in and play pickup games on their basketball courts when they weren't doing tournaments. That wasn't their revenue source, it's just we don't have anything else going on, so we'll let kids come in and play. So I think if you really focus on your leagues, you know, do the standard, the soccer, the, you know, rugby needs turf space for the winter, focus on some other, you know, more niche sports like your slam ball, and you'll fill up completely. Don't focus on, if you don't have gym equipment, you can't really charge a membership.
Yeah, we did look at tournaments and leagues very deeply, and we had a number around like 17 a year. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not very. I don't know as much about it. Our other group member knew a lot about it.
Okay. Huh? What else? Your trampoline slam ball. I like that you're trying to own a
Yeah,
niche sport. Is there anything else you can do on that? Is it open jump for birthday parties, anything like that could help?
Yeah, we could do that, and we also have. We had 2 half-court ones, and it was like a new sport we were kind of developing, and it was like free-for-all basketball, and it was just 4 hoops, and you kind of ran around and have fun. But I think a birthday party style deal, and especially for slam ball, would be really fun.
Another thing I would commend you on is you looked at other facilities that cost upwards of 25 million, and you're planning on doing this more frugally, and
Yeah.
starting with the building, that's a good idea. Still, at $10 million, that's a large acquisition budget to be up and running. What did you think about, or what did you plan for covering those costs? Is it financing, is it investors, how do you?
We mainly focus on investors and sponsorship type deals with companies around us and similar companies. Like maybe have a partnership with them, or have investors from them, investments from them.
So trying to get like Sky Zone
Yeah.
to help
Could
you,
help with like the slam ball area.
or
Yeah.
maybe Space, or
Yeah. We look
because
at-
that would be something different,
yeah.
right, than Space, but maybe something they would be interested in because it is so different than what they currently have.
Yes.
Have you guys thought about talking with the hospitals at all?
Oh no, but we looked up like Sport One because they like the training facilities for even Wayne to help with injuries, and we were looking into that and waiver signing with that, and certain things related to that.
Well, just from a sponsorship
Just to get their name on
you
the
know,
building.
because,
Yeah.
what is it, does Parkview pay like, is it like 300,000 for Parkview Field?
10 years.
Yeah, 300,000 a year just to put Parkview Field on the stadium. So if you can get some sponsorship and team up, you guys really did do a nice job, because I kept waiting, well, what about the competition, and you addressed that. I was thinking all along the hotel, because these other places, you know, if you're gonna have travel teams, they're gonna wanna be kinda close, and you could potentially, like, for instance, with the Ash development that's going on downtown, there's multi-things going on. There's residency, there's retail, you know, there's business offices, so maybe you could partner up with other groups and say, okay, this is our vision, go to the hotel and say, you know, how far off 469 are you? Do you know about how long it takes to get?
No, I'm not sure, but
Because that's something
But the-
also, you want to make sure, when you promote something like this, you want people to know it's easy to get to. Because the
Right.
first thing I think is like,
Right.
oh my gosh, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get through Fort Wayne. But if you promote it and say, you know what, we're 3 minutes off 469, that is appealing
Which
to me.
you actually
Yeah,
are. So
okay.
yeah,
So
which you
that's
actually
a
are.
marketing point, and then if you could have the hotel, you know, get a hold of a hotel and say, you know, this is what we want to do, and maybe have 2 or 3 things going on at once. Then you can kind of cross promote and you help each other.
Yeah,
Well,
and
we
the good part is, guys, like even like if you have more time on a project, like you could have analyzed like Speece, because Speece has gone from, like Corey said, where all of us kids could go there and pay money just to go for an hour and play basketball. And now they've kind of like gone, whoa, okay, during these times of the year, you can't come in unless you're a tournament. And then they built 2 hotels. They
That's
moved
a
the
big-
buffet.
Hotel's a big deal.
Yep, they moved the buffet from across the street to right next door. Okay, so those kind of things look at too.
We actually did call a few hotels downtown, and we talked to them about like how they do partnerships and stuff, but they didn't really give any clear answers.
A lot of times the hotels will charge more for tournaments
Yeah.
because there's a markup, and then the tournament promoter, which could be you guys, could get a kickback from the hotels. But you have to host pretty big tournaments for that to work. And with 2 fields, you're not gonna be hosting huge tournaments.
Yeah, that's
So-
why we looked at more about the higher amount of tournaments rather than like at one time.
Yeah.
So we have many over the entire year.
I would
That-
focus on elite showcase events, I think.
Yeah, that might be the most challenging part is the location, not being close to a hotel. That
Yeah.
might be the biggest challenge, because if I loaded my car full of a bunch of kids to go play in a basketball tournament, drove 3 hours to get there, I don't wanna drive a half an hour to get to the hotel after they're done playing. So that, a hotel would be, I think that'd be pretty important. you
So
know.
that's
Yeah, I
why
agree.
your location, maybe you would wanna revisit.
Alright.
The other thing is your 40% poverty level. That's not necessarily true of everywhere in Fort.
Well, yeah, just for those three zip code area is about the average of the poverty level there.
So perhaps you would want to, based on what you desire your revenue to be, perhaps you would wanna,
Move to-
look
yeah.
around
And I guess it
where
kinda
you could
depends on,
find-
if they wanna help an area out, I can commend,
Yeah, it depends on what your, it depends on what your
You
objective
might
is.
get help buying that building.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, exactly, there's
Yeah.
grants and.
Well, and the building is
TIF
really neat
monies and-
because you have, I forget what you called it, but the thing on top, that's a marketer's dream, right?
What are your plans for the cornucopia?
Well, I
Thank
don't know
you.
about the cornucopia itself, but we haven't we kind of gone back and forth about using the entire building or, kind of taking it down and building our own style building, but keeping the cornucopia would be
Do
pretty
you know, do you guys know who owns the building? Is it Scott's or is it the bank?
I think it's the bank,
Is it? Because all of a sudden that changes the price real quick.
yeah.
Sure.
Because I'm sure the bank wants to get rid of it, so you
Yeah,
have a little
it's
bit of
been there
leverage
for a
there.
while, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I get each of you guys to tell me what your responsibilities were, or how you guys split the responsibilities? Because these are big projects. I'm just trying to want to hear from each of you of what your primary focus was.
So my responsibility was the advertising, so I had to make a commercial, the poster on the website.
Okay.
And I did the CAD, so it's a program, if you haven't heard about it, where you can build anything from chess pieces to the building. And I focused on figuring out all the dimensions of our building and how that would work out or how would it fail, and then I just built it in the CAD.
Okay.
I was assisting, helping on the budget with the main budget person, which is the department that's right here.
Did you find the budget to be confusing? When I was in last week and worked with everybody, that seemed to be the biggest
Yeah,
hurdle for everybody was understanding the numbers.
if I tried to help and I could not get it right away. I had to ask a lot of questions.
The name of the place in Indianapolis, if you want to pursue this any farther, it's called Incrediplex. And it's something almost exactly like what you're thinking of, and they may give you some help with that as well.
All right. Well, yeah.
And then the one thing when they were talking about the 3 zip codes, you focused in on 3 zip codes, but you're extremely close. I could see you pulling a lot of business from Decatur and
Yeah.
places south, easy access. I would include those in your numbers of
Yeah, that's
number
a
of
good
people
idea.
that could come.
Well, and a good place to start on the budget, if you get a chance, let's say you wanna finance something for $1 million. You can go online and do a Google search for an amortization schedule, okay? And just punch in the numbers. For instance, if you're gonna buy something that's $1 million, you're probably gonna have to put 20% down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna finance $800,000. You go to that amortization schedule and say, okay, I've got the amount's $800,000. It's gonna be financed at 5% over 20 years, hit enter, and then it gives you your monthly payment. So that'll help you. Just do a Google search for an amortization schedule, and that's, maybe you've already done that, but that helps you get an idea, well, I'm gonna spend at least that much on just the payments, so that for future reference, it's very helpful.
Thank you.
I got one more question, I'm sorry. You showed the old Avies, Scott's building
Yeah.
there, and then what you had complexes, you had 2 more little outbuildings?
Well,
Or
yeah.
was that all inside?
Well, we were thinking about making our own, developing our own building.
Okay, so
So
you're,
taking down that building but we weren't quite sure because we might incorporate that building and just add on to it.
And so you were gonna buy that building for
Yeah, buy the
whatever you
lot.
said, 800,000 or whatever?
Yeah,
And then you were gonna build 2 more buildings?
yeah.
And that number was in your,
That was in it. It was
that was
like
in your budget?
14
Building the
million,
building?
Yeah, building the building.
So you could get sponsorship for every building.
Yeah.
This one, this one, this one.
All right, Liz, do you have anything you want?
No, I like that you looked at that location too, honestly, I mean, I think everybody wants to build in other parts of Fort Wayne, and I also kind of live I live in 07, so
Yeah, that's
like
right.
kind of more south. So I liked that you considered that as a location.
Dr. Dan?
area.
Anything?
No.
Okay. Good job, guys.
Great.
Very good job.
Thank you, Doug.